What is going on, guys? We are back with another video today, and we are doing another unrealistic rebuild on Madden 22. Basically just a fancy way of saying, well, just a normal fantasy rebuild. Of course, we are the New York Jets. I was going to do the Detroit Lions here because they are a very challenging team to rebuild, but turns out I already did one of those. So I actually haven't done a Lions realistic rebuild, believe it or not, if I'm almost certain of it. I honestly think, though, if you look back at that other video, I think I intended it to be a realistic style. Maybe I didn't, but I intended it to, and I just didn't. I was just like, let's not do that. But the Jets, a team that is a little bit easier, slightly, not by a whole lot. Zach Wilson, I have seen some iffy things in Madden. I haven't seen him always develop super well. He's going to be the guy that we aim to develop, but definitely not guaranteed for him to be the starter long-term for us here in this one. Corey Davis, I think he's, 25 here? 26. Ooh. Maybe we don't have time. We'll probably have him as our number 1, though, and Elijah Moore at number 2, unless we make some other trades. Crowder's done really well for me in the past in Sim, but yeah, this is a fantasy style. I'm sorry, you're 28, you're gone. Michael Carter, smaller build, kind of reminds me of Swift a little bit. DeAndre Swift, speaking of the Lions, very bad in Madden Sim. He's probably going to be gone. Tackle, I may even trade Mekhi Becton. I love him. He's great. He's cool. You know that, a big 6'7", 360-pounder beast. I love him in the game. Maybe even a little in real life. I just can't get over the fact that he's a superstar and would give us everything we've ever wanted if we traded him. Of course, looking at the defensive side of things, we actually see some star. The Jets with more than normal dev? What is this travesty? Of course, the team's actually okay. It's okay. Ashton Davis, I get he's star, but he's 24. Fast, definitely usable, but as far as Sim goes, I don't know if he'll really go up in dev too much. I just want to see if we can get this team definitely to the Super Bowl. That's going to be the goal, I think. They have just enough starting pieces to do that. But can we make it a dynasty? I don't know. That's maybe a little too far-fetched. But once again, there is some talent. There is some trade value in general. I'm not really sure what I want to do, but I mean, we definitely should have some options. Wait, Michael Onwenu. So now here's the thing. I don't 100% know if the trade block players are, in fact, easier to get. But, I've always been under the impression that that is the case. I'm going to test that out by trying to go as cheap as possible with these trades. I mean, the fact that it's moving that much already, it probably means that it's legit, right? I'd imagine. Oh yeah, Denzel Mims is still extremely young. That's right. Like, it's one thing if you don't want Keelan Cole, right? But it's another to lie and say that wide receiver is not a need. Like, let's just not lie to ourselves, at least. All right, I was actually trying to be petty as hell and take one of their 7th-round picks. They have 4 of them this season, but they wouldn't do it. So, Dr. Man and a 6th-round pick for Onwenu, which is, I mean, awesome. It is amazing. And what would also be awesome and amazing is if you left a like, if you're cool, I guess, and if you're new, maybe subscribe. I don't know. I was going to say, like, I don't know, dude. It's just like, that's sad. All right, if you watch our Dolphins franchise, you already know that Big Mike, he's a beast. He's a great player, and I like him a lot, but I don't know how good he is in Madden Sim, but 87 overall, can't really go wrong with that, but a second this, a second next, and Keelan Cole, I don't know if you can get, like, super great tight ends for that much cheaper, but I legitimately gave them the lowest possible offer, and it really didn't end up feeling like a fantasy trade. It kind of felt like, okay, maybe the Dolphins do that in real life. 2 second-round picks, you can't really beat that, especially when I believe both are from this team, so it's like, okay, that's potentially 2 late first, but I'm hoping that's not the case, right? That'd be kind of cool. I didn't expect that to happen. Deion Jones is a little bit lower in overall, right? He's an 84 overall now, but he's still only 26. He's star dev. He's still got plenty of time to be a guy that can anchor this defense. So, yeah, maybe a little bit of an overtrade. Apparently, once again, I just didn't expect that to be the case. So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's 2, like, random. I wouldn't say Braxton Berrios is, like, a super old guy, but I suppose random old guy and guys. I don't know. I can't remember if I was able to get Jacobs the last time I attempted or not. This is just, like, why? What's the point in making it, like, oh, we don't feel very good? It's like, it's literally slivers. Like, there's nothing you can say that is factual when you're doing stuff like that. You're just being a little meanie. And damn, they didn't want Dan Feeney. Boom, we get 69, so we should get 5. That should be enough, right? 5 spots up should be good enough, and then we can get Zeke. I do hope Mosley was actually like, we do save money, right? Or did we have to wait a year? It doesn't matter to me because we didn't wait. Sweet. Thought maybe the Cowboys would need a running back, and then I was like, oh yeah, Pollard. Should have thought maybe a little bit better about that situation. The real question I have, though, is do I actually believe in Corey Davis? 26, I just feel like it might be maybe a little too late. Ayuk. I kind of want someone new, though, especially since if they're newer, they probably won't be as hard to trade for, maybe? Yeah, all right, it's fine. It's fine, we'll take Pittman. And whether we believe in Corey Davis or not, we believe he will be on the damn team. That's for sure. But we have some new weapons. They're not absolutely crazily elite outside of Zeke, but, well, at least in Madden. I don't even know if I would say Zeke is elite in real life. I'm a little iffy on him, but, yeah, everyone else, Gesicki's kind of elite, Zeke is kind of elite, and the rest have potential. I have no idea how this is happened, but Jeremy Chin is going to play down at linebacker for us, I believe. We've had him a couple of times, but I haven't had C.J. Henderson in a while. And honestly, that's really all you need at cornerback, right? C.J. Henderson, number 1, because he's a little bit more athletic. Bryce Hall, number 2, because he's not athletic. The Javelin, because he's the Javelin. There's a lot of youth here. Maybe not a whole lot of talent, but they're young. So we traded Cashman, Quincy Williams, and Jared Davis, the beast, for Julian Blackman and Ryan Kelly. Ryan Kelly's a little bit older than I would have liked, but it is what it is. At least you get Blackman. I'm not really sure why the Jaguars hate Josh Allen, but I, for one, am very happy they do. Ooh, I should actually trade Marcus May. I keep forgetting how old he is. I'm always thinking he's like 26, 27, which, fair enough. But 28, I think that's already basically regression. Or it's going to be regression, I suppose. I'm not really liking that, to be honest. But, of course, that trade right there does allow us to get rid of Fatu Kasi, as John Franklin Myers is my guy. I'm going to keep him at DT as long as physically possible. And honestly, if we had that in the first place in our damn Dolphins franchise that I keep bringing up, who knows? Because, gotta be honest, off the edge, he did not look very good. We trade Huff, who might have actually been worth a lot more than that. Moses and a 5th-round pick for Holland. Speaking of that franchise again. I don't know how to feel about this, but Fatu Kasi, Pittman, and pick 10 for Metcalf, and pick 24. 24, of course, was a next-year pick. But Russell Wilson does kind of regress, so that could actually be pretty good for us. I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest, but I suppose the speed of Metcalf always dominates in sim, it seems, so I don't know, it's a bit of a risk. I kind of wanted just to have that trade, and I don't know how I feel, to be honest. I'm actually kind of like maybe regretting it maybe a tiny bit. Watch out, we're vultures. Croft, Ryan Griffin, and Van Roten for Kenneth Murray. Honestly, Croft was the only one that they showed interest in. I don't really care for the other guys anyway, so they could have them, they could release them. I don't. Do what you want. Could I have actually gotten more than this? Once again, maybe my trade value is just way off. Let me try to trade back for him. I swear you would have to have someone in the 90s before to even get close to the first round 1-to-1. So I don't know, but which pick do we have? Crap, was it 25? I don't even know. I think it was 25. I mean, we're freely trading, so worst case scenario, And to prove this is a proper fantasy, I'm getting a damn 4th round from him next year. We're trading our 6th. Say what you want. I made a trade back for him. I didn't undo the trade. I just made the trade myself. Still not sure what Edmonds is going to do for them, but, there you go. And definitely seems like kicker logic doesn't have a whole lot of trade value, as we get Tucker for a 6th-round pick. Every Bears fan around the world is now, I wouldn't say relieved, but, not having to associate with that Pinheiro guy is definitely something I was looking forward to, avoiding. But yeah, Tucker is a guy that normally I don't pay attention to too much, but anytime we do a Ravens rebuild, he isn't as god tier as that 99 kick power, 99 kick accuracy would get you. Also, his awareness is only low because they want to make sure that his overall is not a 99. even though they think he's the best, you don't want him to be a 99 because then it's just like, kind of weird, man. Although I will say at this point, he probably deserves 99, and obviously every company is all about money, exposure, and all that. You're telling me making him a 99 overall and him being a kicker doesn't trend on Twitter? Absolutely, it would. The 99 is always in trend anyways, but the kicker would, absolutely trend. All right, the official lineup for the first year, pretty good stuff. We definitely can make improvements, the center being one of them for sure. Maybe the right tackle. Offensively, though, I like what we got going on. Maybe a new number 2 wide receiver. Elijah goes to number 3. I just think Corey Davis, even though he's taking up a lot of cap, he's too old. He's just too old for us here. Maybe if you were using him, you have time, but yeah, no. Yeah, no. Metcalf, of course, is an X factor. We got like lower tier X factors, right? Like there's really great X factors. It's like Devante Adams or Stephon Diggs. We got DK Metcalf, who's still really good, but that route running is a little suspect. And then Zeke, you have Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, but then we get Zeke, 88 overall X factor, which is still pretty damn good. Defensively, some upgrades that can be made here too, but the D-line we didn't touch other than Josh Allen. Cornerbacks definitely can make an upgrade or two. Safeties maybe an upgrade, and then Murray maybe an upgrade, but we're in an okay spot. We'll see. We'll see what we can land. I don't know if we have that many re-signings, but Gesicki's one of them. 5-year, 50. Probably could have done more because, once again, tight ends don't really regress too hard. But that appears to be it, so that's fine with me. We have Todd Gurley as a backup. Definitely not going to repay him or anything like that, but all right. This could get ugly at some point, but not yet at least. So not a great, dominating season, but still 10 wins, and more importantly, the rest of the division kind of sucked. We'll take a look at the season we had, which was, of course, it's 10 wins. That's really all that matters. You lose to the Patriots, the Broncos, okay, the Falcons. Now we can do better than that. The Bengals, fair enough. The Bills, fair enough. The Saints, all right. Buccaneers, all right. But yeah, that Falcons one I definitely would like to have back. As far as quarterbacking goes, Zach Wilson was, he is a rookie, but 58% completion percentage is quite bad. Ezekiel Elliott did take a lot of touchdowns, though, so fair enough. Can't really go up higher than X Factor, though, so he's a good complementary piece, but as far as, Zeke bettering himself, he couldn't really have done a whole lot, and he did do a lot in general. And with that being said, I am going to be trading Mekhi Becton because apparently it just doesn't matter what, overall and all that you are, because he gave up 16 sacks as a superstar high overall. And look at the defense. Carl Lawson, Allen with a combined 36 pretty much touchdowns, and then you have the interior with 21. That is a very successful season on defense. C.J. Henderson with 8 interceptions. That is high. The most you ever see is 4 to 6. 8, though. Of course, Tucker misses 4 out of 19, which one of them was blocked, but still pretty bad percentage for a guy with 99 kick power and accuracy. Does awareness matter more than those? Maybe. Looking at the MVP of the league goes to Tom Brady. Is Zeke really not... It wasn't really up there? We almost went with Josh Jacobs, but... Fair enough. We still got a pretty good season out of Elliott, obviously. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Simmons with Lawson, Allen, and Henderson right behind. That is harsh. Rookie of the Year, number 3, which is kind of iffy. No awards there. I don't know if we're going to have a single award. Oh, Best DB. Thank you. So great. But an early playoff berth. We don't have our own first-round pick, so we do have for next year, but that's next year. Do have the Steelers, do have the Seahawks, I believe. Maybe one of those is decent. I don't know, but right out the gate, playoff berth. Can't go wrong with that. Once again, this division is really weird in Sim. The Bills just suck in Sim all the time for whatever reason. 3-0, 3-2. So we get a safety on them. It's given us a lead at this point, technically. Maybe not specifically a lead, but it gives us more points. Wins if we win by 2. Then who's laughing? Us, I would assume, is the answer to that. The Chargers, though, they just haven't looked great ever since the first quarter, pretty much. Please? Thank you? Jeez, man. There's no need for all that. Now, the last second shenanigans. Herbert with 45% completion percentage. Zach Wilson tried to throw the game away, but Zeke said no. So did the defense in general. Metcalf, decent. Elijah Moore was, of course, the number one, though. And Wosu with 2.5. Lawson. His pass rush, though, I don't know what it is, but they're good. They're very, very good. That is... I mean, they're not the best names in the league at all. Like, not even close. But they may be now with those C's. I mean, we might have 4 DevOps on the D-line. Like, that's crazy to think, but it's realistic. You know, those guys all played really well. Ezekiel Elliott, I don't know if it really matters, but I assume the game's going to pretty much do elusive back, so we'll go power back, try to get him back to being like a god-tier dual threat. And we'll take the break tackle, but overall, it's not really what I'm looking for. Wow, I should have showed it, but Josh Allen got a speed and 2 finesse. That's about as good as you can ask for. You really can't ask for much more than that. Once again, especially with the Chiefs, but not going to get my hopes super high, but we have to, we've chosen, Tucker's one of our top 3 players. We've chosen some pretty good players, and they're all kind of working well. Zeke is carrying hard. Metcalf is looking pretty good. I don't even remember Gesicki's season at all. I think it was pretty average, to be honest. But the defense, the D-line that we assembled, not that we personally assembled too much, but moving John Franklin Myers into DT, and then obviously Josh Allen with Lawson kind of went off, but as you can see here, we may be a little out of our element with the Chiefs just smoking us so far. 31 points in the first half, but our little Jets team we have is not going to give up just yet. Yeah, they should, though. It's pretty much over. The game... I mean, give them a little bit of credit, but you can't give up 31 points in the first half and assume, some sort of crazy comeback. It's just never going to happen. Although I will say, in the tougher situation, Zach Wilson, even though his completion percentage was bad, it was a better performance. Definitely a better one. Rushing, Zeke was all right, but not any of those crazy games we were expecting from him. Elijah Moore, though, he's been very good for us. Been very solid so far. Sacks, Frank Clark with 3. Wow, that crazy pass rush we were talking up did not play that well. Frank Clark had more than the entire squad. No, I did not. Actually, I should start answering that with yes every time, because they're probably going to use that statistics in the future. They're going to be like, we gathered some reviews from how many games over the last Madden or 2, and we learned that people say they didn't enjoy the game when they lose, and they did enjoy when they win. So actually, our games aren't bad. People just cry a lot because they lose. It's like, no, I don't know. It's maybe a little, but no, the other thing is still kind of true. The salary cap went from like 20 mil to 50. I was a little worried for a moment. Of course, the Buccaneers win the Super Bowl over the Chiefs. Super original. Love it. But looking at potential dev-ups, none on offense. Thought maybe there was... I don't think Moore was that good. He had some yards, but touchdowns were lacking. And the interior did not dev up, but the edge did, and that's kind of the most important positions. You can see here that Lawson, who's now 27, has superstar. And then Allen, who is like 12 years old. Yeah, he's 25, super young, superstar development trait. Goal line stuff, interesting. No linebacker dev-ups, but that's fine because everyone on the defense is star or better anyways. And then offense, once again, center could be replaced. Would like to replace Corey Davis, maybe even with Elijah Moore. Elijah has played as a good number 2, but I mean, he really should be a number 3, right? Like, he's a little too small. I wish our center would just kind of like leave, but why would you? You're getting money. Why would you? Speaking of Devante Adams, here he is in free agency. Now, you know that with these types of rebuilds, you typically don't want to sign someone from free agency because you already have to sign a bunch of players that are on the squad. And even if we did want to sign some players, I don't really think there's anyone here that we really need. Maybe Jack Fox, honestly, the punter, but punter we can see just like kicker is very hit or miss, so it doesn't really matter anyways. Could go for a fullback, but I mean, realistically, unless there was a cornerback here or something like that, I don't really think there's something here that we would want to go for. Freaking, okay. That name, man. Deontay Harris would be interesting. I mean, there's really not a reasonable name. I guess Ingold, like I said, we could use a decent fullback, but there's not really a reasonable name / position that we should be going for here. So offensive lineman, we absolutely want to draft, as McGovern is not the answer. We have a lot of players that we do need to pay. Oh, please tell me Sheldon Rankins could be released. See ya! Obviously, I'm going to keep McGovern because he's actually going to be somewhat tradable. Metcalf, Allen. Wait, is that it? Was it just a couple? So, Metcalf, Allen, and Williams. That's okay. We definitely want the lineman. I'm trying to think of anyone else, maybe based on age or something like that. Tackle, maybe. Deion Jones, I think, is fine. Yeah, I suppose we'll just go for a center and maybe cornerback. I think those are the two positions we kind of need the most. I don't know if Hall really seems to be a number 1 or number 2 guy, so I think those are the spots, and then we'll get back to you. Of course, we get in gold. I did do a bunch of scouting. We're about to get our private workouts in. We actually might figure out, not even might, I think we guarantee to figure out the potential of these two guys so we know when they should be taken. And I'm also going to put this Cliff Lincoln guy on. He looks pretty decent, so we'll put him on there. So I think we know what we want. I also don't know what draft picks we have. I didn't look. I probably should have, but most of our guys are 1 to 2s anyway, so shouldn't be a problem. Pick 4. Who was that from? Is that from Pittsburgh? I guess we can just take a look right here. Pick 4. I do not need pick 4. I'll tell you that. Pittsburgh it was. All right. I thought Seattle was going to be a decent one as well, but apparently not. Pick 4. Pittsburgh Steelers. Thank you very much. We appreciate your hard work and sacrifice to get us this pick. I'm going to go with the Titans because they're going to give us a first round next year. It's not a great trade, but we don't really need too high of a first round pick. I'm trying to think. We have the lineman. We also do have a center. It's a little bit later anyways. Was that the running? No, it wasn't the running back. The other running back was named Nicholas. Something Nicholas. But there's a couple of cornerbacks. I'll show you guys the 2 that I think are good. There's probably about 5 of them. But Colbert, 100% actually. Round 1 talent. And what was the other guy? Does it show it? 1 to 2 talent. I think that's still fine, though. That would be like late first, early second grade. But, I like McDougald a little bit more. 8 hit power. I don't know if that actually means anything. But I don't really like Colbert so much that I would have to trade up. So I'm willing to just, let things just kind of go. Although I will say, doing that does, obviously there's the benefit of not over-trading. But there is also the loss that you know which one is going to be better. Or you at least, I would assume we know which one is better. But because we're waiting, we're literally going to go 1 pick after that person for, pretty much the same value, but a worse player. So it's a little iffy at times, but we're just going to go up until, wow, it's a little bit higher than I would have expected, but until he goes. Of course, there's a couple of teams that could use some corners, so let's go to the Panthers, maybe trade that second-round pick we got to move up from 20, whatever we have, 25. I was going to trade, it was going to get really messy. I was going to trade 28, 59, and a third next for their third next, but that basically just equals out to us giving them a second round anyways. But hopefully my worst fear isn't true. As I said, the bad thing about this is that we're going to be taking a player right after that was likely a decent bit worse, but 21 years old, Johnny McDougald, can't go wrong. And his hidden development trait is jumping does suck. He's maybe a little bit slower than I would have thought, but that Excel is pretty good. I guess it's a good pick. I imagine it's a good pick, right? But he's not much faster than Bryce Hall, which is kind of what I was hoping to get. Actually, thank God he didn't go, but I don't know when the guard is supposed to go. When is he? If he's 1 to 2, I'll just... Okay, he's 1 to 2. We also have that center. And the fact that he is 6'2" probably does mean that we're going to keep him at center if he's there. I would assume, maybe. I don't know. Let's see. He is. We also do have this guy, what's his name? Eppard? What a name, but don't know a whole lot about him. Only can scout so much, and we didn't scout him enough. This guy was also very intriguing. 23 years old, super fast with B man coverage, which I thought was C when the draft started. I don't know, but Cliff Lincoln, that's going to be our choice. B's across the board, an A in there, a lead block of A, so good enough. I expect a 73 overall hidden, and we get... Well, we know the hidden part, which is literally more than half the battle, so Welcome to the team, new center man. Probably an overtrade for a fantasy, but I would assume because our picks are a little bit later, technically, it is what it is. I don't really care too much. Could have maybe done it for a 6, but I don't have any damn 6. It's a fantasy. We can still do a fantasy with a little bit of dignity. You know, we don't need to cheese every corner because, I mean, it would take long. You know, that's really the issue. But here's centerman Dylan Eppard. Couple of A's. Did see the C awareness is worrisome. A little bit on the slower side. He really does feel like a proper center, but we'll see. He is hidden, and he is slow as hell. I don't know. Because the guy we got is kind of small, but I think he was kind of athletic, so that's interesting. But we did land like all hidden, didn't we? Or was one of them... No, they were all hidden. Not that it was that many. It was only 3, but out of that extra first-round pick, I don't know about the second round. I think we ended up trading it anyways. And then got 2 hidden linemen, so maybe not super flashy, but definitely a successful draft, especially since we got pick 4 overall. Ooh, the center is a low overall, but 274 overall players here. I think I don't know, dude. If Bryce is 24 or older, and I would say or older isn't as relevant, you know, it's irrelevant here. He's probably 23, 24, but maybe, I don't know, dude. I don't know who's going to start, but McDougal, let's take a look at the dev. I also want to see some of the other guys that we missed on. McDougal is star development trait. Got to change that number. I still kind of want to start him, though. I feel like he's the future at the cornerback position for us. Well, besides the other guy we got, obviously. And then Lincoln, he really is just built for center. I don't even care. I'm going to put him at center. Our new starting center, 6'2". And he is super... Why is it always the centers? I know he's technically a guard, but center technically... Oh, wow. Look at these ratings. They're like kind of the same. The exact same Excel, exact same strength. Threw me off a little bit. Not that's like the craziest exact sames, but fair enough. And the dev of this guy is star development trait. Kind of figure that. It's not like you're going to land multiple superstars in one draft. That'd be pretty uncommon. But, of course, a couple of quarterbacks up there. I want to see this other corner, Mr. Colbert. Hidden development trait. I would have taken him before the guy we took if I had a choice of the two. 80 catching. That is a very good catching rating. 80. And his dev is star as well. So we didn't miss out that badly, but he is definitely better without a doubt, right? He's a decent bit faster. His agility is better. His change of direction is a much better. And then what else did we have? What was the catch difference? Whew, that is a big difference in catching. Oh, my. And then, not that it really matters, but I kind of want to see that running back if we can. His name was something Nicholas. I'll find him. Here he is, Nicholas, 76 overall. Oh, did EA finally do a thing? Is this... This kind of looks like Ezekiel Elliott a little bit. Seems like kind of a similar build to him. What was that 97? 97 carrying, though. God damn, this is one of those prospects that's actually good. It's like 80% iffy, and then sometimes they're good. Only star, but really freaking good player there. Damn. All right, so it's year 2, but I got to be honest, it's feeling like it may already be Super Bowl time. We'll see, but obviously the team looks a little different. We ended up with 2 star development trait linemen, or hidden development trait linemen. We have the new center. We traded McGovern, and I think it was a 4th and a 6th for the Niners' second-round pick, which is projected pretty high, which probably means we should trade that, but it is what it is. Maybe it is what it is. Maybe for once it isn't what it is. Maybe we actually do trade that. Zach Wilson didn't really upgrade too high. Metcalf's a great player. Zeke went off. The offense is good. It's pretty good. Defensively, we should be fine with the 2 superstar edge rushers now. Cornerback, we need a little bit of time to develop, but we have a lot of talent there. And the linebackers, maybe you look to replace Jones or Murray. Depends on if Murray can get to high enough overall this season. And then Jones, if he can't get to superstar, him being 27 may be an issue, but we'll see. I was hoping I would be able to sneak out of here before having to re-sign people, but apparently not. DK Metcalf is always a guy that gets a ton of money because he's such a he's such a young player with such a high dev and high overall, but we can afford him. We're fine. Williams, 6-year, 95. Maybe we're not that fine, but, we can afford the players we have at the moment. All right, so we'll live another day for now. we'll see going forward. 43 mil, but don't have to sign anyone else, so fair enough. Here we are to the playoffs, and I'll tell you, what a hell of an end to the season. Once again, not a great start, yet a very, very good finish. Like I said, you can see here, what we read, 3-2 at one point, 4-2, 4-3, and then we just went off and won like every single game, which is obviously amazing. And then we'll take a look at the stats and awards. I'm trying to take a quick look if any of our guys are there. Josh Allen actually had a really good season. Zach Wilson, not bad. Could go to superstar, I would say so. Zeke, pretty solid numbers. Metcalf, he's already an X factor. Corey Davis is number 3, but he's okay. I mean, I'm not going to absolutely go against it. Mekhi Becton has been just not great for us. Allen with 19 sacks, 15.5 for Lawson. Williams with 13. Outside of John Franklin Myers, it was another really good season for the D-line, which, I mean, at the end of the day, not everybody can get sack totals, just pressures alone, but we don't have that in the game. But Tucker misses 3, 1 was blocked. A lot of block kicks. Is that what's the percentage in real life for block kicks? It can't be as high as it is in Madden. Alvin Kamara with the MVP award, so running back. You can see that Ezekiel Elliott's at least number 5, and I thought that Wilson would have been our Wilson. It's not our Wilson. Defensive Player of the Year. Rookie of the Year to the rookie cornerback. Wilson at number 4 could make the Pro Bowl unless we make the Super Bowl. Then I guess it really doesn't matter. Number 3 for Zeke should be a Pro Bowler. And Josh Allen, of course, D-line and all that. Not bad. Not a bad year at all. I would have thought maybe 13-4 would have been enough for a bye week. But apparently not. Who is better than us? Oh, it must have been a close call. Wait, AFC. Yeah, it was a close call. What do we... they lost one at the end, too. We have the better divisional wins. Did they beat us head-to-head or in similar games? Or did the game just say, nah, screw it? We lost to the damn Chiefs week 2, man. Not only would we have had a better record, but we would have also had the tiebreaker if we didn't end up with the better record. But fair enough. Going against the Chargers. Maybe this is the year. I'm not sure. But Derwin James, Joey Bosa, Keenan Allen. A lot of the great names that are there are still there. Or were there. Whatever. Jumping forward, 0-7, not what I'm looking for, New York. Definitely looking good on defense so far, and offense finally picking it up a little bit. Right before half, nothing. Chargers were looking pretty strong, and here they are kind of falling apart. They need something, and I think that touchdown is going to be too much for them to come back from, and it is as we win the game 38-28. Got to give it to them for not giving up, which is a little bit worrisome from our side because obviously... yes, they controlled the game early, but then we controlled the game, and then we started to pull a Chargers and, kind of had a chance to almost lose there at the end. I was actually going to make a trade for Mike Williams, but I was like, you know what, we're going to go for a bigger name. We're going to go for Metcalf, and we did, and it was worth it. Kind of the only one pick. Bryce Hall with a pick. Nice to see linebackers getting picks. Who is it going to be against this time? Not the Chiefs. There we go. We are, actually, it can't be the Chiefs. We're literally like the same seeding. What the hell? Put it on the Chiefs. But the Titans, a team that is 9-8, but also kind of scary because those teams that are I know they're only an 80 overall, but the teams that are kind of bad are the teams we usually just suck against for some reason. At home again, but no snow game again. And then for the next matchup, whoever wins this one has to play the Ravens or the Chiefs. Not really looking good either way as Derrick Henry comes out with a huge touchdown out the gate. We did answer back quickly, though, and Tennessee's up 7. Not looking good, boys. Down 10. Good start to the second half. Defense does a good job. Offense scores another touchdown. They get another stop. Up by 7. It's a close battle. Tennessee still got a chance. And with the amount of turnovers, what's the situation? I mean, I don't want to just, win. But look what's going on here. I get it. We have Tucker. But the game doesn't know we have Tucker, right? The game doesn't actually know we have Tucker out there. The game is just, play it short because we want to lose. You just run a simple drag. Although with Zach Wilson, I guess maybe you worry a little bit. I suppose having a running back in the backfield probably wouldn't hurt. Just to even throw them off. Or just run it, after the fact. As Zeke is going to gain a lot of yards. And we're just going to let the clock go down to about 3 there and let the AI kick it. Over 100 yards on the game because of that run from Zeke. I guess maybe they had the right call because I ended up just going to the run anyways. So I don't even know what the point of me even playing that was, but Tucker, chance to kick it in, and he does. I mean, I think he probably hits it from 60 anyways, and he was at, 54 with a couple of runs. I just don't want the clock to go away. That's what the AI loves to just do. Once again, like we said, Zeke with 101. Considering Zeke really couldn't get any long runs going, though, he definitely played better than Henry, without a doubt, considering they're so similar. McIntosh played pretty well for them. And any other numbers? Sack totals. Jeffrey Simmons, dude, he's been playing really well. I think he even led the league in sacks on like year 1, if I'm not mistaken. But Franklin Myers, some of the other guys did pretty well. And then Bryce Hall with another interception. And then another linebacker. Tucker, I guess maybe it wasn't guaranteed. Missed 2 out of 4. That must have been all in the fourth quarter, too, because that fourth quarter looked wild. Championship round against the Chiefs. Don't even need to ask, right? But, all right, here it is. If we want to prove we're truly elite, which we are as a team, and overall at least, this is the team you got to beat, unfortunately. We all know how it goes. It's always the Chiefs. It will always be the Chiefs. It'll never not be the Chiefs unless we're using the Chiefs. But 7-3, I mean, from a defensive standpoint, you don't hate it. But from an offensive standpoint, you got to do more against that defense. You just have to. Like, you just have to do something. Down by 5, and we're leading with 5 minutes left, but now we're slow simming, which is going to give them a chance. And with 1:16 left, really, fellas, what are we doing here? What are we actually doing around here? Actually, I probably will run it. I don't really want to run it to that side, but it's the better side for sure. As Zeke, I don't care about getting out of bounds. I just care about getting as many yards as possible. But you angle it that way just in case, you know? And I don't care. It's a freaking rebuild. I get to play, don't I? I get to have a little bit of fun. I was predetermining that to Metcalf all the way when the guy was going underneath for the tight end. I knew he was going to have to jump on that. And because of that look, we got out of bounds. So it was a very good look from the start. Like I said, maybe a little bit too predetermined, but it obviously worked out. And Metcalf once again, but we're going to go with Davis, who gets out of bounds. I was a little worried that maybe I did sell there, but, Davis got out. That's the importance. And this might actually be a main look for Mims. And I threw... We're going to have to call a timeout. You don't want to hurry up with, coming off of a sack. Did I not throw that in time? Gesicki holds on. That's, not really what I was hoping for, but here we are. Potentially last play of the game. Now when you got Metcalf, though, taps the feet down to the 31, 17-yard line. Damn it, 17 seconds. Mims on the outside against a superstar. I don't feel great about it, but no way, dude. No way. I get he has the throw power, but on all Madden, sure, it was maybe a sliver underthrown, but from that angle, anything not like 5 yards under, like a sliver of a yard under, is just not, underthrown. And it's in for the touchdown. The almost walk-off. Damn. This is a very good receiving group. We've done, we've had to come into the game and try to win many times in the past, and we've failed many times in the past, and even then, we've struggled. That was not super, super difficult, all things considered. And that's just a testament to how good this team is. Freaking Metcalf is so good at getting open. Zeke is actually really good in the receiving game as well, and the linemen are insane. Speaking of linemen that are insane, holy crap. Both sides, really. Melvin with 4, Lawson with 5, though. Allen with 3. It was really what kept this team in it. Tucker, thankfully, at least hit the field goals. We would have never even had a chance to come back if it wasn't for, if he would have played like last week. But here we are, moving on to the Super Bowl. I'm going to actually manually do this because, let's be honest, it's going to be all man coverage, so try to get some of the zone back. And on the other side, it is San Francisco. Interesting. Who the hell would they have beaten, though, to get here? Obviously, they would have had to play this. So Washington, fair enough. That's not super hard. Cowboys, well, not unrealistic. Oh, no. Oh, no. What is this? What is this? Excuse me? Could we not be having these, realism situations? No? Please? Thank you? But I suppose, since we're here, let's take a look if we got any dev up. Zach Wilson had to go to Superstar, right? Yeah, Superstar. That's pretty clutch, actually. Very clutch. What did he get? Oh, inside Deadeye and Jukebox. Very interesting. That's pretty clutch. That's pretty insane. And then now we got Williams added to the list of superstars. John Franklin's the last one. And he got inside stuff. I'm just saying, as far as if you were using this would be some sick OP abilities. Like, look at the rolls. Mid-zone and short route KO for a linebacker that's obviously, mainly coverage. You get freaking inside stuff from Williams. I'm not saying jukebox is something you technically want for Zach Wilson, but, it's pretty fun, and obviously inside Deadeye is sick. It could have been worse. Like, what could have had instead of jukebox? It could have been a lot worse, right? Could have had spin cycle, could have had bulldozer, could have had closer, which sucks. Anchored extender's awful. Conductor's okay, I suppose. Tight out. So really, you would have wanted tight out, pocket Deadeye, and then I suppose roaming Deadeye, but there were so many more ones that were worse. Could have, like I said, spin or bulldozer. These are some pretty sick abilities. These are kind of broken RNG right now. And with that, we're going to lose to the Niners in the Super Bowl. All right, come on, Jets. Down by 3, but we get a touchdown out the gate afterwards. We get another one. Oh, I was about to say, are we going to have a streak of touchdowns? We lost that streak hardcore there. Second quarter did not end well for either team, but specifically us, because we were moving, but we failed to score twice. And right now it's looking very good for us, and that will be a New York Jets Super Bowl victory with a very, very large window coming forward. The window is not closing. The window is opening, actually. It's actually getting renovated to be a double slider. It's actually looking pretty good, but the Jets with the Super Bowl, I thought maybe, I wouldn't say too early, but for, sim-wise, maybe, because the game just hates us so much. But we did build a hell of a squad. Gesicki, Elliott, Metcalf, some other guys on offense for the offensive line at least. We had some great defenders. Like, this might be one of the better pass rushes we've ever assembled. And considering that the names aren't insane, right? Like, the names are pretty tame. I suppose we have a couple, but, they're not crazy names. It's not like we had, Mac, Aaron Donald, and, like, Vaughn or something. Like, we have some kind of not household names down there, and we're doing really well. The linebackers have been a little quiet for the most part, but, they've come up with a couple of picks in the postseason, and Zach Wilson's done a pretty damn good job. This is kind of his breakout year, if you will. Looking at the receivers, Elijah Moore has been pretty solid for us. Even, Corey Davis has come up big. Like I said, though, the pass rush has really been the key to this thing. Josh Allen and, Lawson, once again, not crazy. Jesus, Tucker. Not crazy great, but they've played crazy well. C.J. Henderson with a pick, Fred Warner with a pick, but ultimately, the Jets with the Vic. Yeah, I said it. But I suppose with that being the results, the next step would be to try and make this team a dynasty, like we've said in the past. Love doing that. Actually, recently successful at it. And probably, I would guess on par to do it again here. Maybe not back-to-back because it is tough, but maybe. I don't know. It's not, impossible. Once again, no one really to pay right now, and I would assume there wouldn't be anyone too crazy worth it for us in free agency, so we'll take a look, but we're probably just going to be looking to draft. Well, I guess first things first, you'd want to be looking at salaries. Now, don't get me wrong, Lawson has played really well for us, but needing a contract at best, I think that's a tag situation, right? I think you tag him. Corey Davis, honestly, if we can release him now, I probably will. We can, and we probably will trade him. Deion Jones, he didn't go to Superstar, so it's a little debatable. If there's a linebacker there, I might actually make a play. So we might be dissembling the team a little bit, but other than, some of those names, we're kind of all right. I don't want to trade Mekhi because he hasn't played well by any means, but is our success coming from the fact that the game's okay, very high overall left tackle who's Superstar, even though he sucks. Are they thinking oh, that's actually a big reason why they're winning? Also, we have to trade somebody. I don't want to, but I might look for somebody that got paid at the tackle spot and just trade for them because Mekhi Becton's going to ask for a lot. And like I said, he's given up a lot of sacks, every single second. Quentin Nelson even would be better because he's better overall and he's cheaper because he's actually a guard. Oh my lord, look at that contract. There actually are some decent names here, to be honest. But look at Jonah Williams, a 5-year 79. So Mekhi is going to be looking for a 5-year 100 or something. We can't, dude. We got to get rid of him. We have to get rid of him, and we might have to get rid of someone else, too. Now, you could call it cheesy, which is ironic because I'm trading with the Packers, but I'm going to move Mekhi Becton to right tackle because even though the game has come a far way, for some reason, Give me 1 second here. Let me upgrade this guy. I'm not going to give him an 89 overall when he's technically a 90. But for some reason, the game won't register Mekhi as a value to them. He's a yellow interest to Green Bay, who just so happens to have a 62 overall right tackle, which is, makes a lot of sense that they would be like, nah, dude, he doesn't play right tackle. It's like, I mean, I think he could probably make it work, right? If he could play left tackle, I think he'd have an okay time moving to right tackle, right? It shouldn't be too bad. I mean, I'm trying to get real saucy with this one. I don't think it's going to happen, though. The question is, how much do I believe in this as a potential trade? Because if I truly believe in this, we have enough draft picks to easily move up and see, but I don't know if I believe. I really don't. Like, if I could actually guarantee that I'd get this, I'd do it, but I don't think I can. Well, the real question is, how hard would it be? Because, like, Jair is obviously the prize here. Elton's not that crazy to get if we still want Elton, which I kind of do. And, yeah, you can see here, even, with Elton off the list here. So it's definitely doable, and I think Jair, who just got paid, is a great piece to target, because, once again, we don't have to technically pay him. It'd be like 10 mil per year, which is insane for a guy of his caliber. So I think we're going to try to trade, like, 26 and 32 off for, like, the highest possible pick. I'm going to try to, like, go from, like, 4 down, I'd say. Oh, that's actually pretty good. So the Bills pick 6 apparently is a very fair trade, so we'll work with that. I'm actually kind of curious to see if we can actually get Elton back in the conversation. Pick 6 is pretty high. I like Jair on your team, 99 overall, still got years left in him. We would be, like, sacrificing the draft, but I don't give a damn. Oh, I imagine we could still make the play, but obviously I'm going to try to get, like, a pick 29 off him or something. All right, it was a process, but pick 6, Mekhi Becton, and our first round next year for Jair Alexander in 29 this, which, of course, even though Bryce Hall did play well in the postseason, means we're going to get rid of him. Also meaning that corner we drafted is, kind of irrelevant. A little, just a tiny bit. Like, it's not that big of a deal. At that time, I was like, you want to trade that Niners pick? I forgot. So that was great. That was totally worth it, man. I'm glad we kept it. This is a little bit of an overtrade. I don't really care. I just want my damn center, which is going to be our damn left tackle. So Corey Davis, obviously gone. On Wenu, we could probably pay. Julian Blackmon will be cheap. Henderson shouldn't be too bad. Chin worries me. On Jones, I think you trade Deion Jones. You probably tag Lawson, and you trade Deion Jones for a different linebacker. I don't feel like you can pay that many guys. We move Chin over to middle linebacker. You save a ton of money. It's better off. All right, we trade Corey Davis, a second next, and a third next for Rashawn Gary or not. We can't consider the offer if it will put us over the salary cap. What do you mean? I know you got to pay a bunch in the penalty, but doesn't mean, like, figure it out, dude. Maybe instead of giving them Corey Davis, that is like, just trade them draft picks they can afford it. I'm in the business of avoiding the draft, so if everyone's cool, then I'm just going to continue to trade our picks. Hey, they can afford it now. They're probably broke. Yeah, they have no money. Deion Jones and a first-round pick for Frank Ragnow. Once again, a guy that is on contract, and now we absolutely bankrupt the Detroit Lions. The thing is, though, I still worry because, yes, we don't have to pay the guys we just went for, but at the same time, they are still rather expensive. Like, we are still going to be paying, like, 10 mil per year, even though these guys are typically making more than that in general. So, yeah, they're cheaper for us, but they're still kind of expensive, right? Like, Jair he's worth more than 9 or 10 mil per. It's like double that, but it's still expensive, similar to Eric McCoy. But, we are saving about half in value. Rashaan Evans is a huge savings, 5 mil per year for an 86 overall for 4 years. It's pretty insane. But I think we've done enough. As soon as we trade Corey Davis, maybe we can try to get a first-round pick, and I'm not really sure what the hell we need, but something. All right, here it is. Not a great trade, but Corey Davis, 7th-round pick next year, and Eccles for pick 32. At least puts us on the board in the first round, but yeah, I'm not really sure what we even need, to be honest. We trade 32, Sherwood, and Dunn for 28, which I believe is going to be an edge rusher from us. Don't really need one technically, but I suppose it couldn't hurt. Just in case we do let go of Lawson, And I believe he is here. Yeah, Jeremy Peoples. I didn't get to fully scout him. I put him on the list with these 2 centers that were 3 to 4 rounders, and the centers showed up, but this guy didn't. However, I see an A power, I see an A tackle, 32 reps, 4.6 40. You can't really go wrong with that. Let's see what we get. And it is a hidden development trait player. A little bit slower than I would have thought for a 4.6. Maybe would have thought 4.84, 85 speed, but it is what it is. It's an edge rusher. Potentially a great one. 3rd round this and a 3rd round next for pick 72. I tried to get, something. It didn't work. We don't have that many draft picks for the future. And by many, I mean just like any, really. But one of the 2 centers is still there. BA. I mean, sure, we're going to go for him. Adcock. And he is also hidden, which is, you can't really ask for much more than that. We technically didn't even need a single thing. So I suppose we'll just take what we can get, which was 2 hidden development, potential future starters. All right, draft recap. We got the 2 guys, 74 overall and 71. Let's take a look at how good this power move is. And yeah, not as good as swim move, but he's a power guy. Yep, that makes a lot of sense. Take a look at his dev, I suppose. What is the dev? It is star development trait, so not super great. I'm going to add the power move thing. God dang it. Come on, man. Thank you. That's all I wanted to see. And then the center, who could be a future tackle for us. How athletic was he? Oh, he's really good, actually. Could be a future tackle. We'll put him at right tackle for now. I think he'll just have the backup spot for this moment. And his development trait is star. So there really wasn't much more we could have done. Those were the 2 players I kind of wanted, or it was him or Verling. I guess I'll take a look at the Verling guy. Not that it really matters, but I want to see if the other center was also just as good or not. He was 72 overall as well, also hidden as expected. Pretty similar looking as well. I mean, unless he's superstar, you couldn't really go wrong with either one. And his development trait is star. So yeah, pretty much the same guy. So we trade Ryan Kelly to the Jaguars for pick 35. I didn't realize that we actually had like a billion linemen, but still, I'm all right with it. All right, here's the squad for year 3, coming off of a Super Bowl victory. Elijah Moore has still not become... well, he's been good, but he hasn't become a superstar development trait guy. Speaking of superstar, the center takes over that spot. Ragnow goes to the tackle spot because he's very athletic. And, yeah, I mean, it's a 6 squad, and I assume we look to be favorites again. And I think Allen wasn't superstar X Factor before, right? Yeah, he was an X Factor before. What did he get? Is that reinforcement? The reinforcement? Nice. When they enter the... Yep, no one cares, though. Sure, man. Sure. But yeah, it's a 6 squad, and we'll see. We did change the team up a little bit. We definitely made them better, but it's different, so maybe it won't be better. It's weird, but you can understand. Oh, crap. I forgot about Jeremy Chin, dude. Oh, no. All right, well, let's get this disaster on the way. This is a bit of re-signings. 10 mil per for Julian Blackman. Okay, fair enough. CJ Henderson, obviously you sign. You can't. It's cornerback's not an easy position to get, especially an 88 overall super speeder. Lawson we'll talk about later on when it will give the contract. Now, what else? I think we probably have to pay some wide receivers at some point as well. Kenneth Murray. You know what? I'm going to hold off on Kenneth Murray. I'll pay Jeremy Chin, but I'm going to hold off on Kenneth Murray, even though Chin shouldn't be paid this much, although he is very fat. Maybe he should, actually. And then Tucker, I don't know if he's going to regress or just straight up retire. We have money, but I think it's smart to, play it a little safer here just with some of those names. And we are in the playoffs. We're 12-5, so a little bit worse than before, but still really, really good, obviously. Let's take a look at those numbers, specifically or the games. Once again, a little iffy out the gate, but overall, huge win streak. Lost a few down the line, but a good season, obviously, after a Super Bowl victory. And looking at our stats, I'm going to say, yeah, it looked like we were worse. But more, I guess, Zeke was pretty good. So, that's kind of the thing. DK Metcalf has been killing it. O-line, glad to see that Eric McCoy, who doesn't have a superstar and was a lower overall, allowed like the same, if not less, sacks than Mekhi Becton. And Josh Allen with 25.5 sacks, 12.5 for Lawson, 9.5 for Williams, 9.5 for Myers, 6.5 for Murray, who I actually did pay in the end, and I think we're just going to let Lawson go because we do have the guy, that Peoples guy. And then Tucker, 18 for 18. Not looking too bad. Let's take a look if we won any awards or not. I don't think so, right? Probably not. But let's see. So Joe Mixon was the MVP of the league. Josh Allen, Defensive Player of the Year again. Man's got quite the resume. Defensive Lineman of the Year, of course, Metcalf, Best Wide Receiver, and then Tucker, Best Kicker, yeah, it was Best Kicker. I was thinking of someone else. But yeah, let's get into this. Going against the Ravens, who were beaten by the Chiefs. I don't know what the score was, but very close to making it to the championship round. So still worrisome, but we are a 95 overall. So I'd probably imagine we are the favorites. All right, let's go to the end of the game. See what we're working with. 3-0, 6-0. Not super great. 7-6. A little bit of a slow start, but we're forcing them to field goals. It's 9-10. Now up by 8. Now up by more than 8. And just like that, the game may be over. The defense really has been great in the last few seasons for us. They've really been, kind of the carriers of this team. I'd imagine a lot of pressure once again as Lamar Jackson threw 2 interceptions. Ezekiel Elliott has been great kicking, our wide receiver stuff. We'll take a look at kicking in a second with Tucker, and nothing great actually for pass rush. Michael Carter gets a pick, Chin gets a pick. Kicking was actually pretty good. It felt like there was a lot of back and forth where there was no scores, but I guess not. I guess kicking wasn't a problem. The Texans, what overall are they? Once again, they do have Deshaun Watson still, but 82 overall. This can't be the team that beats us, right? This just can't be. Titans versus the Chiefs. Winner of that one is who plays this winner. But let's be honest, it's going to be the Chiefs, right? Like, just no way it's not going to be. But really early mistake, which led to a short field. And the Texans, of all teams, are leading 17-3 here. We need to do something. Thank you. I mean, the offense has got to wake up. We're down by 9, but there's still plenty of time. What's happening here? Can we get in there? Thank you. Jesus. And the defense is doing its job. The offense has a chance. This is crazy. This is a crazy turnaround. We only get the field goal, though, and we win. That is actually nuts, dude. What was the situation? I didn't even know if they scored in the second half, did they? They got a 2-point. They got a safety in the fourth quarter. We scored 17. How? How is that even possible? There's a bunch of stuff here, but, no way, dude. That's actually insane. Defense clutched up, I guess. Once again, defense carrying the load as Zach Wilson threw 2 picks, only 1 touchdown, and we won anyways. Gesicki showed up, who's been kind of quiet in this one. 3 sacks for Foot. What is with our offensive line? I get we should have sack totals, but not the other teams. They shouldn't be competing with us. Nobody has as good of a unit for pass rush as us, and no one has even close to as good of a unit for blocking. It's not even close, and nice. Wow, shocker, the Chiefs, 14-3, Kansas City, we're in 95 now, they're in 89, so they really didn't go up that much in overall, but we did. There's that elusive snow game that we haven't seen in years, despite playing in New York. Of course, this time it's not in New York, but it's a snow game, and that's all I care about. Looking at the game, it's a very close one, but they do get that huge touchdown before half, and I don't know how much I believe in this offense right now, but down 3, team has a chance. It's all tied up. The Chiefs do not score, and we're headed back to the Super Bowl. Actually nuts, dude. This team is really not performing up to par. Once again, 2 interceptions from freaking Zach Wilson. The defense is just outstanding. Josh Allen with 3 sacks, Lawson with 1. So yeah, you wanted to pay Josh Allen, which we did. The kicking, I'm not going to blame it that much in this one because obviously it's a snowy one and whatnot. But Josh Allen, absolutely worth every penny. Lawson, you can tell that maybe he's just a product of everyone around him. So I think Peoples going to get his chance next season, if there even is one. Because obviously we're on our way to winning a Super Bowl potentially again. I mean, you look at the games coming up. I mean, it is what it is. This team, They are very good, but once again, it's not easy to win back-to-back, but we'll see. Can we do it here as we're about to play the Rams, which is a little bit of a newer team, I suppose. 96 overall. We have 11 overalls on them. We'll take a look at the dev-ups and all that afterwards, because once again, if we win, it'll be it, so might as well wait just in case we can look at all their overalls and all that as well. End of the game, the Rams go down the field with a touchdown right away. I don't know what it is with the defense too, but like they get off to a really slow start, but they usually do hold up pretty well outside of that. Offense has had plenty of chances, and with that, it's all tied up. Up 7 in the second half. With how dominating of a team we should be, yes, it's cool that we're winning and we're looking all right, but like we should be playing better. Like there's no doubt about it. Like, we should be playing better. We go to overtime against the Rams here. Not I'm saying that they can't win, but, you know, it really should be in our favor. And it's looking a little iffy, but even though it's a close one, it's still a victory nonetheless. And we have won back-to-back Super Bowls with the Jets. Once again, I get it, trades and all that, but it's still not guaranteed. And we still built a hell of a team. We had some really good draft picks as well, but I will say the majority of this was won through trading and all that. So, absolutely nuts team. But, you know, how long would this have taken if it would have been the Lions? I don't know. I don't remember even, you know, what happened in that first one. But we've already seen this. Obviously, we added a couple of guys, you know, Jair and whatnot. But pretty much the same team anyways. Cam Akers way outperformed us with a huge run. Zeke was still really good. So, even if he dropped one in the Super Bowl, it is what it is, you know. He still played really well all the way through. Rashawn Gary, Von Miller's still there with Donald. I kind of see why our offense was strugglesome a little bit, but yeah, nonetheless, we won the game. Tucker didn't miss any kicks, which we could not afford him to. And overall, we are back-to-back champions. But here's the squad. Of course, no dev up for Zach Wilson. He was pretty awful, if we're going to be honest, in this last season. But still really good numbers and all that. Zero ratings numbers, at least. Zeke, don't know if he would have regressed at all, but his speed and all that looks pretty good. He looks great. He looks very solid. And his abilities, I think, were already that, which is really bad abilities. DK Metcalf, 99 overall, all-around beast, outside of agility, of course, but absolutely insane. Super fun, too, because he can truck. Is a slot. He doesn't have one, but I'd imagine double me would probably be the most realistic. But deep out elite and red zone threat. Red zone threat with a bigger guy is definitely a challenge to stop. Gesicki, 84 speed. Is that not higher than our Dolphins, Gesicki? I get he's a little bit higher of an overall, but, like, where's my RNG for that? You know? Come on, man. But Elijah Mitchell, that's not Elijah Mitchell. I was thinking of the Dolphins franchise. Elijah Moore, very good medium to deep route guy. Very elusive and all that, so good player. Didn't really develop as high as I would have hoped for, but he still did really well. Williams, let's take a look at what his ratings look like. I don't know why I went that way. Very good block shedder. Obviously, power moves not super great, but that's why you have that inside stuff. Carl Lawson, I don't know really what you can do because, you know, you can't pay for everyone. I think you would pretty much just have to let him go. Jair, literally max. What is his speed? 95 speed, 95 excel, 97 agility. Not great jumping, but good enough catching. 99 man, 97 zone, 95 press. He's kind of filthy. He's kind of disgusting. What about Franklin Myers? He is nowhere near as good as the one in our Dolphins franchise. Like, yeah, this guy has more block shed, but the finesse is lacking hard. And then Jeremy Chin, let's see that speed. 94 speed, 96 excel. Block shed, of course, is only 59, but really good coverage. They just kept upgrading that coverage rating. Rashaan Evans wasn't even on our team, but I'm kind of curious to see what he is like, though. Great hit power. Coverage is lacking, but great block shed. I mean, you got a bunch of guys that are different style, right? Like, they're all different styles. You know, you have Murray, who's, like, good at block shedding and coverage. You have Rashaan, who's great at block shedding, not so good in coverage. And then Chin, who's great in coverage and not so good in block shedding. You know, it works out. It's fun, right? Julian Blackman, pretty damn athletic, great zone coverage. You have Holland, who was a pretty fun little trade. Another Dolphins guy there. And, yeah, there you go. And then C.J. Henderson, zone coverage is going to suck, but outside of that, super speedy man coverage. If you were in man blitzes with this team, you'd absolutely dominate everyone you'd play. Like, every single one. McDougal, he did start for a year. Great man coverage as well. Kind of built like a Jair type. Jumping's a little bit lower, speed's a little bit lower, but same jumping, same everything pretty much. But yeah, that was pretty much that's pretty much it. Might be a stream tonight, not 100% sure. If not, for sure tomorrow, 100%. No football games are on. My sleep schedule should be at least a little bit better. Shouldn't be any issues. So at least for sure tomorrow, if not tonight. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys enjoyed this one, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel PKR Plays, and then once again, twitch.tv/Jeromepkr for streams, assuming I don't sell. Thanks for watching, though. If you have any other challenge type of videos that are way more challenging, let me know in the comment section below. And that's about it. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya!